Goosebumps is one of the best-selling book series of all time. And this man is responsible for each and every terrifying, spine-tingling, horror-filled story.
Hi, I'm R.L. Stine. I write the Goosebumps books.
Maybe he's not so scary.
I actually started as a humor writer.
Well, what do you know? In 1992, Scholastic released the very first Goosebumps book. But way before that, a young Bob Stine was into writing jokes.
I started writing funny stuff when I was 9 years old. All I ever wanted to be was funny. When I came to New York, I had my own humor magazine. And after 10 years, I thought, gee, I've done what I always wanted to do. I guess I'll coast the rest of my life. I had no idea what was in store for me.
And then, things started to get spooky.
I had lunch with the editorial director at Scholastic. She had a fight with a YA horror writer. And she said, you could write a good YA horror novel. I said, okay, no problem, you got it. And I went home and wrote this novel, and it was a #1 bestseller. I thought, whoa, wait a minute, forget the funny stuff. And I've been scary ever since.
That book marked the start of R.L. Stine's horror writing career, and he eventually wrote an entire series called Goosebumps. But it wasn't an immediate success.
They went out and they just sat on the shelves. They didn't sell. 2 months goes by, 3 months, nothing. We figured that's it, it didn't work out. And then something happened. It's a mystery. Kids discovered it somehow. Nobody knew me, really. There was no hype, no advertising, no publicity. There was nothing. Just kids telling kids. It's just, one of these amazing, lucky things that happened.
Now, after 25 years, Goosebumps is scaring a whole new generation of kids.
It's a really nice thing to be able to write for different generations. At first, I was shocked when adults started showing up in my book signings. I'd say, what are you doing here? Said, we loved you when we were kids. And I realized I'm nostalgic to them. I think you kind of remember that tingle of fear that you had when you were a kid.
But with the success of Goosebumps, does R.L. Stine ever miss the chance to be funny?
There's something weird with my brain because horror always makes me laugh. It's that same visceral reaction. That's what I try to do in my books. People think if you're a horror writer, you're scary all the time. And your whole life is horror. But I did my own late night comedy show at Upright Citizens Brigade last year.
Are you doing one this year too?
I'm waiting by the phone. No one's called me. I don't know. I'm waiting. That was it. That might be my comedy career.